I'm going to concede your request, and let's start off with a movie called Sisu, which is a 91-minute R-rated film. And quote unquote, I'm just gonna shut up after I read this plot synopsis. When an ex-soldier who discovers gold in the Lapland wilderness tries to take the loot into the city, Nazi soldiers led by a brutal SS officer battle him. It's a movie that's written and directed by John Helander.
Tarantino. Oh,
Yes, sir.
I said Tarantino, but I was wrong.
Oh, Tarantino. Oh, okay. Well, Eric, why don't you lead off with Sisu? You should know because you were in cahoots in conversation-wise with John Mari. What can we expect from this movie called Sisu?
Yeah. Jalmari Helander is a writer and director, also of Rare Exports, which is awesome. This is kind of, actually, during the interview, I mentioned that Sisu is kind of the movie I thought we were getting when I saw the first Inglourious Bastards trailer. As great as Inglourious Bastards was, this is kind of more the B movie fun kind of action movie. Dude comes across Nazis and lays waste to all of them. If you saw the commercial, you saw the mine to the forehead, which is not the craziest thing that happens. Maybe we'll save that for spoilers, I don't know, but there was a certain action scene with an airplane towards the end that was quite wonderful. This is just a great action movie. Just really fun. A lot of details. Anderson, you mentioned on the Film Vault about the titles, the gold, the act one, blah blah blah.
Yeah, you and I talked about that.
Yeah. There's just a bunch of great stuff in here, and I could see this one. You go into a theater if it's full. I believe the remake of Michael Keaton's Batman is coming out soon, so maybe not. I have no idea, but if you could see this in a full theater, one, that would be great for this movie to have a full theater. Number two, I think everyone would just have a great time. And if you can't, bring some friends over, have some drinks, and have an even better time.
It's a lot of fun. I've been mispronouncing and calling it Sisu, which I was told beforehand that it's Sisu. So I'm glad that you're saying it correctly there. And it's cathartic. If you like bloodletting and you like to see comeuppance and people get what they deserve from a badass old man, this is very inspired by Tarantino. There's no denying that. However, it's not weighed down with a whole lot of extra dialogue, which a lot of Tarantino, if there is a weakness to some Tarantino stuff, it's like it feels like there's a lot of line memorization going on, memorization, because he's got so much dialogue. This is the quiet man. He does not speak. He just kicks ass, and it is inspired. It's fun, and it's not just throwaway, boring violence. It's inventive. There's stuff that doesn't make any sense, but you forgive it because it's so much fun, like the lake scene and survival. And that particular scene was scientifically, it doesn't make sense, but I love the idea of it, and I love that they ran with it. And it's just fun. It's just, I hope it finds an audience. It's a great ride.
Also, I'm not going to give away what it is, but there's a tag at the end that I absolutely love. Like the very last scene before the credits start rolling. It was quite good.
Yeah, I was kind of wishing that wasn't there. That's funny. We have different opinion on that.
That's fine. That's fine. Hey, watch it yourself and come back at us and tell us what you think.
Bruce, what's
you
your
saw
opinion
it
on this? Yeah.
Yes, I did see it. I would say I was probably the only person that didn't see the trailer beforehand, only because Eric had posted the trailer when it came out. I was that like 2 months ago, whatever it was. He had posted it and said, "This looks great. It's by the guy who did Rare Exports." And I was just like, okay, good enough for me. So I would say if you trust Anderson or you trust Eric, don't have trust me, just trust those two. And you don't need to see the trailer. You will enjoy this even more. Although I don't think it really hurts it, but I think it just enhances it not to have seen the trailer, because I didn't know anything other than it was some kind of a crazy action movie. That being said, I agree with pretty much everything said here. There is a little bit of a lot of action movie kind of things where you have to turn off your brain a little bit, but it doesn't matter in this movie because there's such a heightened sense of style to it that I think if you can allow yourself to do that, you're going to be fine. I mean, there's points in here where people have him dead to rights. You know, big old gun aimed right at his head. They could shoot him. They could kill him. They're not going to do that because the movie has 30 more minutes to go. If there is a Finnish band out there, some kind of a black metal band, they should be naming themselves Sisu. And their first album should be every title from this movie. So their entire album will be the titles from this movie. I think that should happen probably yesterday. This movie is tons of fun. I kept thinking as I was watching this, I have not seen John Wick Chapter 4. And I know I'm supposed to love it. I'm supposed to go see it. But I can't imagine it's more fun than this. To me, I think this is kind of the way I lean, and I'll probably take 2 or 3 years before I catch up with John Wick Chapter 4, but I would watch this again tomorrow.
I'm very glad you brought that up. And the arrogance that is within me, which can be high at times, especially when it comes to movies, is this. Not only did I like this way more than John Wick, because I did not like John Wick. I got such fatigue from all of the absurdity that I had to swallow to, so that the story continues, the movie continues, because they have him dead to rights way more than even in Sisu. But not only do I like Sisu a lot more, I'm fairly confident that most people would, but they won't admit it to themselves. But if we had some kind of way to track brain activity while they're watching these two separate movies, John Wick and then watching Sisu, I think that people would have a better time watching Sisu. It feels like people seem like obligated to like Wick at times. Greg, did you love John Wick?
Yeah, it's one of the best films ever.
Eric, did you love?
I'm kidding. I haven't seen the last couple. Yeah, go ahead.
That's my hot take.
I haven't seen John Wick 4 yet, but I do love the John Wick franchise in general. But actually, I got a question for you, Anderson, because like
you haven't seen John Wick 4 with your boy. I thought you were super excited about it.
I was. There's personal things going on, but haven't got to it yet. But so with Sisu, you seem to like that. You loved RRR. You don't like John Wick, and you don't like action movies in general. What kind of works with stuff like Sisu and RRR that doesn't with something like John Wick?
It's a great question, and it's the inventive nature in which they have these tableaus come to life and these separate vignettes with the action. And there's many, and I can't speak to you guys about it because you haven't seen it, but there are long action sequences in John Wick where it's step and repeat. It's copy and paste. It's like him doing the same moves on 3 or 4 different guys over and over and over again. I'm like, I get it. He's killing everyone. I get it. And that doesn't happen nearly as much in Sisu. I don't think it really happens at all in RRR. Like when an example I'll use is in the beginning where the watch commander goes in and he's tasked with finding that guy with the red turban, which is conveniently red so that we can pick him out from the other thousands of extras. Like he comes across countless people, countless times in that very long action sequence, but it's never the same thing. Like he's constantly moving to different levels and different areas and different things to overcome. And with John Wick, it's just like it's step and repeat. And I don't understand how people don't get fatigue of watching 4 guys surround them. They each take their turn and they each get killed in like 5 different ways, but over and over again. And when he's killing like 300 people, you're going to see 5 different ways becomes, the same way 8 times each. If my math's right, well, that's 400, but you know what I'm saying.
Okay,
bored.
cool.
I'm bored.
So that is a high recommendation for Sisu. Eric, creativity. So what is your rating, Eric, on Sisu?
We'll go 6.9 stars, which I'm sure Greg will take down to 5, but either way, I love this movie.
How dare you make it better than Ghosted? Hey, Bruce, what's your rating on this movie?
I'll go 4.5.
4.5. And you, Anderson Cowan?
I feel guilty now for giving you crap about your 4-star ratings when I'm coming in with a 4-star for this one. But yeah, it's a solid 4-star. It's derivative of too many things for me not to just go over the moon. But yeah, 4 stars. It's a very solid 4-star action movie.
Oh, so that's high praise from all. Bruce, Eric, and Anderson. They give it some really high ratings for Sisu that'll be available in your local theater. Hopefully more theaters down the road, but this week, as of the week of April, what is this, April 29th? The week of April 28th. So Sisu, check it out.